Welcome back to JCarMania, the channel where muscle meets modern. Today, we're diving deep into one of the most highly anticipated American muscle car revivals of the decade, the 2026 Chevy Chevelle SS 454. Buckle up, because this isn't just a rebadged nostalgia piece. This beast brings the thunder of the 70s into the present day, combining raw power, aggressive styling, and modern engineering that honors its heritage while pushing boundaries. The original Chevelle SS 454 left tire marks on the streets and etched itself into muscle car history. Fast forward to 2026, and Chevrolet has resurrected the legend, but this time with a punch that feels like a freight train on steroids. Under the hood, the new Chevelle SS 454 packs a modern 7.4-liter naturally aspirated V8, pushing out a jaw-dropping 645 horsepower and 650 pound-feet of torque. And let's be clear, this isn't some hybrid, twin-turbo trickery. This is good old-fashioned American displacement, with a thunderous exhaust note that'll rattle your bones and a throttle response that demands respect. The moment you start this car, you're greeted by the guttural roar of a big block V8 that sounds like a declaration of war. Chevy didn't just recreate the 454 for nostalgia, they gave it a mission. 0 to 60 in 3.6 seconds might sound like sports car territory, but the Chevelle SS 454 does it with the brutal authority of a muscle machine. The power delivery is immediate, fierce, and downright addictive. Plant your right foot, and you're instantly transported back to an era when raw power ruled the roads, yet you're still in control thanks to modern traction and launch control systems. The transmission options are where things get even more interesting. You can choose between a 6-speed manual gearbox for the purists or a lightning-fast 10-speed automatic with paddle shifters. The manual transmission is everything you'd want it to be: engaging, tactile, and responsive. Every gear change feels like you're shifting the tectonic plates beneath you. The clutch is heavy but precise, giving you that old-school feel without being punishing. The 10-speed automatic, on the other hand, is a marvel of modern engineering. It's intelligent, responsive, and keeps the engine in the sweet spot whether you're cruising on the highway or lighting up the rear tires at a stoplight. Speaking of tires, the 2026 Chevelle SS 454 rides on fat 305 section rear rubber, wrapped around 20-inch forged aluminum wheels. Up front, you get slightly narrower 285s to keep the steering sharp. And sharp it is, thanks to an adaptive magnetic ride control suspension system that reads the road 1,000 times per second and adjusts damping in real time. That means whether you're carving canyons or gunning it down the drag strip, the Chevelle stays composed, planted, and frighteningly capable. Cornering in this car is nothing short of impressive. Muscle cars have historically struggled with tight turns, but the new Chevelle changes the narrative. With a near 50-50 weight distribution, stiff chassis, and upgraded sway bars, it handles like a much smaller car. There's still a hint of oversteer when you push it hard, which is exactly what you want from a rear-wheel drive muscle car, but it's predictable and controllable. Chevy engineers have dialed in the perfect blend of classic muscle car feel and modern handling performance. Braking is handled by massive 6-piston Brembo calipers up front and 4-piston units in the rear, clamping down on cross-drilled carbon ceramic rotors. The stopping power is immense, shedding speed from triple digits with ease and confidence. Pedal feel is firm and progressive, giving you just the right amount of feedback to modulate braking even when you're pushing it to the edge. And let's not forget the sound. The exhaust system is a dual-mode setup with electronically controlled valves that open up under load. In normal mode, it's loud. In track mode, it's borderline illegal. The symphony from those quad tips is a deep, throaty growl that turns into a howling rage at higher RPMs. It's a soundtrack that never gets old and constantly reminds you that you're driving something truly special. Now, let's talk about the exterior, because the 2026 Chevelle SS 454 doesn't just perform like a muscle car, it looks the part too. The design blends modern aggression with retro flair. The front fascia is wide and menacing, featuring a split grille reminiscent of the original 70s Chevelle. LED headlights are shaped like modern interpretations of the classic dual lamps, and the sculpted hood features a functional cowl induction scoop that feeds air directly to the massive V8. Along the sides, you've got bold fender flares, clean body lines, and just the right amount of chrome to pay homage to the past. At the rear, the Chevelle sports a clean, aggressive stance. The LED taillights mimic the horizontal layout of the classic model but with a modern twist. The rear bumper integrates a subtle diffuser, and those quad exhausts sit perfectly flush, delivering both visual and auditory impact. The SS 454 badging is proudly displayed across the front, sides, and rear, making sure no one mistakes this for anything other than a serious performance machine. Now let's shift gears and step inside the cabin. This is where Chevy strikes a balance between retro inspiration and modern comfort. The interior isn't overdone or cluttered. It's driver-focused, premium, and refined. You're greeted by a flat-bottomed leather-wrapped steering wheel with SS badging, aluminum paddle shifters, and a fully digital 12-inch gauge cluster that can be customized to display everything from G-forces to oil temp and boost pressure. The seats are deeply bolstered sport buckets, wrapped in a mix of leather and Alcantara, with optional red contrast stitching and embroidered SS logos on the headrests. They're supportive enough for spirited driving but comfortable enough for long road trips. The driving position is low and commanding, giving you a clear view of the road and the sculpted hood bulge that constantly reminds you what you're driving. Chevy didn't go full retro inside, and that's a good thing. You get a large 13-inch touchscreen infotainment system with wireless Apple CarPlay, Android Auto, navigation, and a performance data recorder. The interface is smooth and responsive, and it's flanked by a row of physical switches for essential controls like drive modes, traction control, and exhaust settings, perfect for quick access when you're on the move. The interior materials are top tier for a muscle car. Soft touch surfaces, aluminum trim, and contrast stitching elevate the overall ambiance. There's ambient lighting, a premium 12-speaker Bose audio system, dual-zone climate control, and enough storage space for a weekend getaway. You're not going to mistake this for a luxury sedan, but as far as muscle cars go, the 2026 Chevelle SS 454 offers a surprisingly upscale experience. Safety and tech are no afterthoughts either. The Chevelle comes standard with a full suite of driver assistance features, including adaptive cruise control, lane keep assist, blind spot monitoring, forward collision warning, and automatic emergency braking. It also features a 360-degree camera system, which is a godsend given the wide stance and low rear visibility. So, what does it all add up to? The 2026 Chevy Chevelle SS 454 is not just a tribute, it's a revolution. It doesn't just rely on nostalgia to sell itself. It's a brutally fast, incredibly well-engineered performance car that respects its roots while showing the world what American muscle can be in the modern age. Whether you're an old-school muscle head or a new-school performance enthusiast, the Chevelle SS 454 checks all the boxes. It's got the looks, it's got the sound, it's got the raw, visceral punch that makes your heart race and your palms sweat. But it also has the refinement, the technology, and the confidence to take on anything Europe or Japan throws at it. This isn't just a muscle car, it's a statement. Chevy has reignited a legend, and the result is nothing short of spectacular. Whether you're lighting up drag strips, carving up mountain roads, or just cruising through town with the windows down and the exhaust snarling, the 2026 Chevelle SS 454 delivers an unforgettable driving experience. It's loud, proud, and built to thrill. And in a world that's increasingly going electric and silent, this car is a glorious, unapologetic roar from the past with its tires firmly planted in the future. That's it for today's deep dive into the 2026 Chevy Chevelle SS 454. If you're a fan of high-octane performance, retro modern design, and pure American muscle, this car deserves your attention. Don't forget to hit that like button if you enjoyed the video, and subscribe to JCarMania for more in-depth reviews, comparisons, and all things performance. Thanks for watching, and we'll catch you next time with another beast on wheels. Stay fast, stay loud.